Hi, I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to another edition of Ask Black Dragon on Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, we'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. And as normal, we're walking through some forest somewhere in the world, uh, talking to you guys about MC stuff, protocol, and what have you, uh, from some great rainforest somewhere in the world. Looks like we got someone on from Scotland. What's up, Ross Cannon? Over there in Scotland, welcome to the show. Must be getting on afternoon there for y'all. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. It's always amazing to me that we have people from all over the world watching us no matter where we are. Hello, ladies, gentlemen. Thank you. His name is Braveheart. Well, Braveheart is a lady killer, man. You got some locals hiking out on the indigenous trails. Thank you for the $5. Mr. C. Ruger. Thank you so much, sir, for supporting the channel. Promise you we'll put it to good use. Sergeant at Arms from KIFFMC. Thank you, sir. Thanks for tuning in. 50-50 Prospect in Savannah, Georgia. Good luck to you, 50-50, in your prospect ship. Represent well, man. What's good, Joey Bots? We just got a lot of cool people on. Lady Ironhead, good to see you. Robert Diaz, Brian Hinckley, Ross Cannon over there in Scotland, Norman K, Christopher Avery, good morning, Dragon. Shout out from Clarksville, Tennessee. Good to have you, sir. Thank you. Hello from the Black Forest. That's Sven out there in the Black Forest in Germany. Like, is it really dark in that forest, or is there even a forest left at all? We see that we have Mary Gray, Trevor, all kinds of folks out here today. Appreciate all you guys. Willis Peacock, Black Dragon, I'm getting skinny with you. Since the end of, since the end of February, 40-pound loss. Well, congratulations. Untouchables MC out there. Good to see you, Escondido, MC, Los Escondidos. Are you guys actually in Escondido? Or what does Escondido mean? I used to live in Escondido. I never knew what it meant. Do you have a Black Sabbath chapters in New York? Not yet, but we are working on it. So always hit me up at Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. We don't always make it public where we're doing what we're doing, but I'll be glad to discuss it with you in private. Respect to Oklahoma. I got respect from Oklahoma. Respect to Oklahoma. So he said the big forest dark type of cedars. That's how the name shows up a century ago out there in the Black Forest. You know, you got a name like Black Forest, you don't want to go over there. Like, you know, anything can happen. Crow River Thunder, RC in Minnesota. You know, somebody asked me something about RCs the other day, and I'm going to do another RC video. RCs are making big noise out here these days, and a lot of RCs are being recognized, and I think that's really cool. So, let's see, we are 4 minutes and 25 seconds into this, so for those people who count me in my rambling time, we're actually going to get into the subject matter at 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So that's just a few seconds from now. Just patched in the Leathernecks, into the Leathernecks. Past weekend, your videos helped me a lot along the way. Much respect. Heathen, Leathernecks MC. Well, Heathen, I'm glad I could be of any kind of help. Thanks for watching. I'd like to see a Black Sabbath in Clarksville. Hit me up at Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. We'd like to see a Black there too. So, Hell Fighters. Motorcycle Ministry, upstate New York. It's good to talk with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wow, we got a lot of people on here. Please like my channel and please hit the notification bell and hit all so you'll know whenever we do something. And please like this video and share this video. We definitely would appreciate that to anyone you feel that could use it. Also, we have Super Chat on here for those of you who want to help us out financially. Also, we have our, what's it called? PayPal, which is jbunchii@aol.com. You guys can look that all up. It's in the links. But we have PayPal. We have, we even have Cash App, which is kind of cool. And we have Patreon. So those are ways that you can support this channel. Also, watching the commercials instead of skipping through them helps this channel. So those are some things. Took care of a little housekeeping there. And so here we are at 6 minutes, 15 seconds. We're going to get into the subject matter. So I got a letter, another correspondence that says, Black Dragon, can the mother chapter be moved? Can we legally move the mother chapter? And whenever I get that kind of a question, I already know what's going on. I already know the BS that's happening. I only get those questions when the BS happens. And I can already see it, feel it, and taste it with you. I already know what's going on. And it rises from so many problems. Especially in today's motorcycle club world and some of the things that go on with the mother chapter. So we've had these discussions before and they keep coming back. So maybe folks aren't seeing my videos, so I'll continue making them. And they're all going to be fairly close. So hang on while we go through this. And maybe I'll be able to answer a few questions for you guys as I try to put my phone in my top pocket. It's not working well. Maybe that'll work. So, it's a hot one in Georgia. So, let's first talk about the mother chapter and its importance. The mother chapter is where the Motorcycle Club Nation starts. What's up, Mama Ro? It's where the Motorcycle Club Nation starts. And it could be 1950, 1960, in our case, 1972, or 2019. First chapter out, first set of founders, that's the mother chapter. And from that chapter, you should get your inspirational vitamin. You should get your leadership, and the mother chapter should set the stage for which the MC blossoms. And for most motorcycle clubs, that's the way it is. You get your start from the mother chapter. And so the mother chapter's relevance, the mother chapter's relevance in most motorcycle clubs is almost eternal, up until the time that it stops being so. And then that's where the trouble comes. So when I get a question by somebody that says, hey man, can we vote the mother chapter out? Can we move the mother chapter? It's the same kind of questions I get when people say, can the founder really do this? Does the founder really have the right to take our patches whenever he wants? Does the founder really have the right to shut down the club? And does he really have the right to remove the national president? And so we get that too from the mother chapter. And it really comes from this idea that, good morning to Connecticut. It really comes from this idea that there is a pecking order And that pecking order supersedes the will of the people of the club and supersedes the bylaws. That there is a group in the club, whether it be the founder or former president, the board of directors, the whatever on Mount Olive group that considers itself higher than the order of the rest of the people. And sometimes that group is the damn mother chapter. And it gets even worse when the mother chapter actually starts to believe its own rhetoric. It starts to believe that it's doing more than it actually is. It starts to believe it's more relevant than it actually is. And it starts doing less and less to contribute to the entire diaspora of the MC Nation, such that the mother chapter begins to demand more than it's putting out. And so the mother chapter becomes like any other group of self-important, self-aggrandized, petulant pieces of crap where they want to ask you to do more than they're doing. They want to ask you to put out more than they're putting out, to bring in more members than they're bringing in, to pay more dues than they pay, to give them more breaks than you take yourself. When the mother chapter gets to that level, then the mother chapter starts to destroy the good discipline and morale of the MC. And they start to make demands that make people simply just want to say, I don't want to play anymore. And, oh fuck. Someone said my live streaming froze. Okay, we're doing better now? So that's when we see the mother chapter start to do crazy things and ask for more than it's due. And and at that point, the people in the club, the morale starts to wane, and the people start looking for more. They look for more than the mother chapter can give. A lot of times, the difference in the mother chapter is that the brothers in the mother chapter are older, and therefore not capable of doing what they once did. And they want to have the same level of respect and the same kind of access that they once had. But the younger guys are saying, yeah, but we're the ones that are doing everything. So after a while, sometimes the mother chapter puts down so much BS that folks just say, to hell with it. Let's split the motorcycle club. That's when you see the big splits happening. When the folks the folks in the mother chapter have such a different idea than everybody else around them, you'll start to see people saying, to hell with it. Let's just take our set of these colors and go our own way. Or in some cases, somebody says, well, let's just move the mother chapter. They ain't doing nothing. So to answer your question, can the mother chapter be moved? Well, the mother chapter will always be the mother chapter. You can't move the mother chapter. I tried to once when I was national president. Didn't go so well. But what can be moved, oh shit, what can be moved is the influence of the mother chapter. That can be moved. And the power of the mother chapter. It can be moved to the national headquarters. And that can be voted on in the bylaws. That can be voted on and added to the bylaws. That's something that can happen. You might not ever be able to quote unquote move the mother chapter, but you can affect their negative influence and stop it in its path, stop it from affecting and poisoning everyone around. A lot of times mother chapters act like they're owed something because they started us. Well, you're not owed anything. If you aren't contributing to the nation, what should you be owed? Yes, the motorcycle club started at the mother chapter. But as the club gets older, the people that are in the mother chapter are not even the people that started the damn motorcycle club. So what is it that they think that they deserve? You've been in the club 4 years and you believe that you're the mother chapter? You ain't the damn mother chapter. Mother chapter started 45 years ago. So how are you the mother chapter? You joined the chapter. You want to rest on the laurels of people that went before you that are dead and gone. They were the mother chapter. You're just part of all of our chapters. When I went to make the movie Biker Boys, which was a very incredible thing I did in my life 20 years ago with the help of some very wonderful people, one of the guys, the director, Reggie Rock Bythewood, he taught me something very interesting that I've applied to my motorcycle career. I was a writer then. I wrote books, magazines, that sort of thing. I had a magazine called Black Iron Motorcycle Magazine. Half-naked women laying on top of motorcycles. Oh yeah. And they brought me there to Hollywood and I was very concerned. I was like, Reggie, I don't really know about this movie making stuff. He said, movie making is just like writing a book or a novel or a magazine. You see, the difference is, however, when you write a book, you control the beginning, the ending, the middle. It's all told from your perspective. The minute you bring actors into it and you call it a movie or a play or something like that, then the storytelling responsibility, it now belongs to everybody that's part of the script. So your actor goes out and he figures out what it's like to be a plumber, and he brings a perspective to it that you might not have thought about it, because he went and interviewed 100 plumbers. You don't get to control that. That's him acting and portraying his idea about your story. It's no longer just your story. It's a story now that's being told by everyone. So, that being the case, when I think of a motorcycle club, I think it's the same way. When you have your own ideas of writing, then when you have your own ideas of writing, then that's your thing. When you put that together in an organization and call it an MC, you're asking other players to come in and tell that story. It's no longer a me thing. It's not an MEC. It's not a me-C. It's an MC, meaning many of us forming a bond to tell the story of this MC. When you add other chapters in, then it's no longer a mother chapter thing. We all got a stake in this. We're all putting into this. We're all adding to this collective. We're all making a contribution. What you do in New York City affects me in Myrtle Beach, affects them in Savannah, affects those other cats over in San Diego, affects those guys up in Carlsbad. It's not it's not mine, it's ours. It's not me see, it's we see. It's how we see it. It's the MC, made up of many of us. We are the life. And we give honor and homage to the mother chapter and the original founding fathers and or mothers that got us started. We're thankful for that. But 10 years later, or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years later, I don't want to hear from some asshole that's been in the chapter 6 years about he's part of the mother chapter. And what did you pioneer? You didn't pioneer nothing. What did you put together? You didn't put together nothing. You came and joined up like I did, like everybody else did. You came and joined up. You're part of the crew. And you don't get any extra votes, no extra kudos, none of that. And if you're one of the old timers left from the original mother chapter, and you did bring us all together as one, and you did put everything into it, thank you. We respect and love and we admire you. And we always will. But you got just one vote too. And the mother chapter has just one vote along with the rest of the chapters. And, mother chapter used to be real good about holding on to its power, like not letting anyone be a national president that wasn't from the mother chapter. Those were always good tricks. Problem is, they kept recruiting. They keep recruiting and they keep bringing more in. And every time you recruit a new person, you should look at that person as I just maybe recruited my replacement. If you're a national president and you want to last as national president forever, don't recruit anybody. But every time you bring in someone new, some new blood, and new ideas, new ways of doing things, you may have just recruited your replacement. It's okay. So, I've seen it all before. I've seen it when a mother chapter can just become so lame, it doesn't contribute anything for years and years and years and years. Then has a resurgence, and all of a sudden has a whole bunch of new members riding and blah, 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 and they give you a phone call talking about the mother chapter and what the mother chapter is owed. We're not owed anything. We are all part of the same family. We all give. proportionately. We all have the same vote. This is a movie, not a storybook. It's told by a cast of characters who all belong to the same MC with the same patch on their back and the same responsibilities. We all have to give. We have to continue to give, and we have to keep giving. And we have to give until we can't give anymore. We have to give of ourselves, of the inner part of us, devoid of agenda that is personal, devoid of greed, devoid of greed, devoid of personal gain. Our gain should be only to see the MC be greater. The MC to be greater through time, through membership, through training, through sacrifice. Treating each member of the MC like a precious piece of metallic gold, shined and polished and put away in a place of high exaltation. Hope I'm making myself clear. There is no place in an MC, not in a chapter, not in the members, of meism, of separatism, of this chapter is greater than that chapter. There's no place for that in the we see, in the we MC. There's no place for that. And so, when the mother chapter stops performing, vote its ass out. When the mother's chapter stops giving, vote its ass out. You can never remove it as the mother chapter, but you can remove its influence, especially if its influence is negative and all bad. You can make those around you accountable by demanding that they be so. Requiring of them a sustained superior performance of excellence. The same excellence they required of you when they made you jump through all those hoops to get your chapter as part of them. And if you weren't there to see it, I can tell you it was hell. If you want to be the mother chapter, if you're putting down, if you're putting down the path that the others should follow, you will have no problem retaining your position of authority. Everybody wants daddy. Everybody wants leadership. Everybody wants guidance. Everybody wants to say they belong to something great. If you're displaying greatness, you will have no problem maintaining your seat of superiority at the table of recognition. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't tell me how I should respect you. Show me why I have no choice. Now, somebody said, I've heard of mother chapters changing locations. Sure. Everything I tell you, there'll be 400 different ways that it was done. I even one time did it in my own motorcycle club. Changed the mother chapter for a while. It's really kind of a meaningless move because everybody thought of the mother chapter as the mother chapter. So, these questions usually from some sort of superiority issue that a club is having, and they're getting sick and tired of the BS the mother chapter's putting down. Go to a conference and do some voting. Leadership, by example, requires sustained superior performance. I learned that in the Navy. You're only as good as your last aw shit. One aw shit can screw up 1,000 attaboys. These are terms I learned. Sailor of the quarter yesterday, you got a DUI tomorrow, out of the Navy the day after. But you were sailor of the quarter. We see it all the time. We see senators screw up. Darling senator everybody loves, and a woman says, well, he sexually harassed me. Gone. Poof. All the fanfare, everything that took to get where he was, gone in a heartbeat. This can happen to anybody. This can happen to any chapter. When you fall to decadence and decay, don't be pissed off at me for wanting to keep the standards high. I'm your huckleberry. If I'm doing things the way they should be done, so should you. If you're the mother chapter to whom I give my allegiance, you're going to deserve it every second of the day. Sensei Black Dragon, thank you for showing. Oh, I'm no sensei. I'll tell you something else. When it comes to this, everything I ever hate, everything I ever preach against, is probably something I've done. So, you're looking at the most flawed and screwed up individual in the world. And I tell you what not to do, because it probably didn't work for me. I was president of an RC where the founder would not give up the power. Oh, we've heard this before. And even though he wasn't even wearing a patch anymore. Glad I found your channel. Glad I found your channel and learned better. I'm out of that club now. I would never join a club with low standards. I live by high standards in my personal life. I wouldn't expect that, except less from a club. I lost connection for a minute. If you happen to answer my question about coming to Connecticut. I didn't. What is your question about coming to Connecticut? Senior Chief in the house. What's up, Senior Chief? I'm teaching old Navy stuff. I never knew when I was getting my butt reamed that I would ever use that stuff again. Good to see you, shipmate. So, another thing. The guy just said he only accepts high standards. Funny thing about motorcycle clubs that have been around for a while, they go up and down. Their standards can be high and can be low. So it's time. It's surviving over time through the valleys and the mountains and the highs and the lows. Are you coming to Connecticut anytime soon so I can meet you and ride with you possibly? My last time in Connecticut was Norwich, Connecticut, where I lived when I was part of the submarine Navy, and Groton, Connecticut. Groton, we called it. It was so damn cold. I bet you it's snowing there right now. I don't have any plans for Connecticut, but I do plan to do some riding up north soon, and I will come through. I'll let you guys know. I used to have a master sergeant, Marines. They used to They use the one oh shit, one oh shit wipes out 1,000 attaboys. Ah, Semper Fi. Shipmate. Yeah, it's the same thing. We're all sailors. Uh, we still call it rotten grotten. We still call it rotten. Well, let's see. We still call it rotten, dry, and we've had 3 inches of rain this morning. Man, that place. It's got some beautiful Indian summers, though, but that's as long as they last. I am president of our RC as well. Our bylaws, any position, founder, pres, or whatever, can be challenged or vied for once a year through elections. You know, and that is why so many RCs are doing really great, because RCs are getting it. New England is hot, 69. Jesus, 69. One big dysfunctional family, someone says Camp Lejeune has nothing. Let's see. Man, the spiders and stuff and spider webs are killing me today. I'm going to use that quote at work, someone said. Whatever is on my head, I don't even want to know. Let's see here. Issue with overly high standards is the others may look at you. The issue with having overly high standards is the others may want to look at you the same way or have standards so high that nothing really meets the high standards. Glad I'm back in Clarksville. Been out for 10 years today. So I just want to kind of relay that to you guys. My idea of that. You know, anything can happen in a motorcycle club. Yes, the mother chapter can be moved. You can officially recognize someplace else as the mother chapter. Like if your mother chapter ceases to function, or you lose it, or for some reason you lose the clubhouse or whatever. Yeah, you could move the mother chapter, but you're never going to really move the energy that comes from the place called home until you move it to another place called home. Right? Home is where the heart is. And that's what mother chapters need to learn. I think sometimes that you don't have to force anybody to recognize and love you. Respect is earned 24/7. That's the way it is. So, that's my 2 cents on that subject. I'm ready to answer questions now. We can do a question and answer period if you guys want. Oh boy. Let's see here. Please come to Savannah. I'm a female prospect. Well, that'll get me there. In a heartbeat. I'm sure someone's not around. Your 2 cents was worth a lot. Good afternoon from Greece. I've been watching your videos for some months. They've really been helpful. Thank you, Greece, for watching. Let's see, who was that? Stefanos. I don't know how to say her last name. Kyripetus. I know I screwed that up. Thank you, Stefanos. We appreciate you. How's your working out going? I'm doing my best, man. I'm out here walking and stuff, and was on my boat the other day, trying to get it together. Can I ride a dirt bike in an MC? Yeah, when you go do dirt bike stuff. There's times when we get on dirt bikes and do our thing. But the MC normally in the bylaws tells you what kind of bike you must have. Do you have a chapter in Jacksonville? We did. Our Jacksonville chapter shut down, but we're always looking to reopen it. Thank you for being real. You live through your lifestyle, through trial and error. You become knowledgeable. Thank you for your time. You got plans to hit Europe or Germany? Yes, I want to come hit Europe and Germany. My brother's from Germany. Both of my brothers, they speak fluent German. Uh, my little brother's over there right now. My brothers are from Zweibrücken, I believe, and they both speak, read, and write perfect German. So my oldest brother had a German restaurant. He took me to have my first real schnitzel, and oh, oh my gosh. I keep meeting people from other MCs. They keep talking about them being a legit MC. I'm just wondering, what does that mean? A legit MC is one that has the proper blessings and rides on the set unharassed. That's a legitimate MC. I see you wear your cut when you get in the car, but I was told not to do that. Uh, do you see me wear my cut in the car? Um, so everything I tell you not to do, I've probably done. I'm not perfect. I only recently learned not to wear your. I say recently, within the last 3 or 4 years, not to wear your in the car, and I still do it. I always did, and with some MCs, that is an absolutely terrible no-no. So it really depends on your MC. Some motorcycle clubs believe that the cut is only so the idea comes from nothing tops your cut. So nothing should ever cover your cut. So when you get in your car, the seat is obviously covering your cut. I think it's a little bit extreme, but I purposely don't do that now because so many people are watching me. And so I don't want to ever display like anti-protocol things. I'm supposed to be the protocol guy. I don't agree with all of the protocol, but I do try to follow it as much as I can. So you might see me with a cut on in my car. I try not to do that now. And that's only been within a last year or two or three that I don't do that. I used to do it all the time. And had no problem with it. But when I started doing this channel, obviously I changed that up. As I learned better, I try to do better. And I just, it's not that serious to me. I'm in a motorcycle club and I got in the damn car with my cut on. So what? Am I not in the motorcycle club? What are you gonna do? Fine me? I can afford it, so find a way. But to some people, it's a big thing. So I don't do it anymore. And if you see me do it, probably was the wrong thing to do. I'm sorry. Nothing should top your cut. 48 years old, triple bypass. I want to thank you for all you do. I'm glad you survived your triple bypass. Good afternoon to you, London. Good to see you. Black Dragon, what would you do if the mother chapter was forced out from its original location? Not by another club, but by the city. So this has happened to us. Black Sabbath was forced out of its original location. Not by the city, but by poor management of the club over many years. These guys rented the clubhouse for 35 years. They could have paid for it 10 times. And I was told that the clubhouse was willed to them and they missed the opportunity to keep it. So what do? You get a new clubhouse. In a place like San Diego, that's incredibly difficult because land is expensive as the F word. So the mother chapter is still there. As a matter of fact, that's why I wanted to move the mother chapter. And they taught me the error of my ways. Dude, we didn't disappear. We just lost the clubhouse. Calm down. So you know, you live and you learn. What I would do is I'd find another clubhouse. If the mother chapter was still, uh, trying to be a club, then you'd get a new clubhouse. And when you go out for the mother chapter ride, then you go hang out in somebody else's clubhouse that loves you. Like for us, it was the Four Horsemen, who have been a brother club of ours for 45 years. And when we were out in the street, they had a place for us to be. And that's what you do. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Irish Saints signing off. See you later, Irish Saints. I don't know anything, Chris W., about the release of the Dark Horse yet. Good morning from Jersey. Trendsetters, good to see y'all. RC has men and women, both, with much respect. Yeah, I'm all for mixed co-ed clubs. I don't have anything against them. They're fine. Full Metal Jacket Brotherhood in the house. It was pronounced correctly. Zweibrücken. I know Zweibrücken. Oh, I did. I said your name right. Woo! Cool. Someone said I know of Zweibrücken. A good schnitzel can save the day. I've hung around a couple MCs. I might have finally found a club that I can connect with. Been hanging around for over a year. You know, a year is good. That lets you know. So listen, I got 80 people watching and only 38 likes. So you guys give me some likes, and those of you who feel like it, hit that super chat button. How many batteries are in sound-powered phones? That's a good question. I won't give that away. We have young sailors on. We want them to find that question out. But do they still have sound-powered phones? That's a good question. I don't know if they still have sound-powered phones or not. Somebody said $50 and a smiley face. I didn't see what else you said. Good morning from Oklahoma. Good morning to Oklahoma. Welcome, Black Sabbath. Ever come to London? I've been there many times, but never as a biker. I was always a sailor when I went. So I want to go as a biker and hang out. You were fined and placed on Mel Buoy watch. Oh, somebody's got big jokes. If you ever come to Upstate Beers on Me, Charlotte. Have you noticed a lot of people come around the club thinking they're going to get rich off of the MC, extracurricular activities? If you get my drift, people not realizing they want to work normal jobs. Yeah, you know, I don't have a problem with people getting rich off the MC as long as it's the whole MC. And we've had chapters that have made so much money that they basically employed every member of that chapter. And I think that's cool. It's just got to be shared by everyone. Oh, $50 fine. Now it's from wearing my cutna. Yeah. I've been fined before. The mother chapter has not and will not leave San Diego, from Big Shug. That's right. Good deal. That's good. It shouldn't leave San Diego. That's where it should always be. Hey, Black Dragon, you still doing the veg thing? I am. Just not on the same level. I was a vegan without meat at all, and I almost starved to death. That doesn't mean I don't want to get back there. I'm eating fish now. But I didn't miss meat, but I was kind of weak. So I'm still very close to being a vegetarian. Hey, Black Dragon. Let's see. I watched you all the time. Love your channel. Thank you so much. So, morning. Oh boy, it's hot out here. So, any other questions for me? Oh, it looks like I got another one coming. Oh, by the way, Big Shug is one of our brothers in the Black Sabbath Nation. I'm always so happy to see my brothers when they watch me. It's kind of like being a preacher and your own kids won't watch. So it's so cool when I see my brothers on, and it's always so cool because every time I go live, I see so many of my brothers on, and it just drives me and makes me feel great. I see them doing great stuff, um, and watching what's happening with this motorcycle club as the new leadership blossoms and the new young brothers are doing big things. I emailed you, Black Dragon, about the Fort Worth chapter. Oh, I did get your email and your phone number, and it was the Father's Day weekend or Mother's Day, whatever weekend this was. I think it was Father's Day. So I didn't do anything with it yet. I haven't sent it on to the president. Yes, I did. I did send it to the president in Fort Worth. I sent it to him last night at 3 in the morning. I sure did send it. So he should be getting with you shortly. I did send it to the president, and his name is Charlie Boy. So look to hear from him shortly. I did do what I was supposed to do. So, do I have any more questions? Looks like I've walked out of the forest into some sort of tributary. Do RCs wear president patches, vice president patches, and so on? You damn right they do. Yep, they sure do. They sure can. Our RCs have presidents. They have leadership. So it's okay to recognize that leadership. Oh, that guy's fly fishing. And would you recommend prospecting for someone in the military who relocates every 3 years? Absolutely. That's one of the ways the Black Sabbath Nation got spread all over the country. We come from San Diego, a military town, and we had lots of military people. And every 3 years they would relocate, and they would take the Black Sabbath with them. So, hell yeah. Are you going to come out with the World Captain's Bible? I am. I am going to come out with a World Captain's Bible. Would it be appropriate to ask your current membership status? Like what, if any chapter are you a member of? So I am what you call a lifer. So as a lifer, it's kind of like a nomad, would be a good way to describe it. I pretty much move around as I want. And I am a consultant, kind of. I get calls now even more than when I was an active president or national president. I get just as many calls to help out the brothers, whatever they may need in terms of advice or solving problems or situations, or whoever might need me. If the national calls me, whoever might need me. And I am President Emeritus of the Atlanta chapter. They bestowed me with that honor about, about 9 months ago, so that I would always be, and that's kind of like a godfather, I guess would be a good way to look at that, so that I would always have that position of esteem and could wear that on my chest if I wanted to. President Emeritus, and as a brother in the Atlanta chapter, I do what I can to advise, and I get to pick the rides I want to go on, which is cool, and hang out when I want to hang out, and that's cool. So I'm a lifer. I will be Black Sabbath for as long as I live. I hope. I don't see, and to be a lifer, you got to do 20 years in the club in good standing. And so as a lifer, I get to do things like go to the president's board's meetings, and I don't get a vote, but I do get, it's kind of interesting. I don't get a vote, but if I say something, typically they're going to do it, just like when the father of the Black Sabbath Nation speaks to me. When I was a national, if the father said do it, he didn't have a vote, but it got done. I mean, these people, they know what the hell they're talking about. So why wouldn't you listen to them? They've been around, they've done it. So that's my status. So I'm retired from the position of national president, and I am now a lifer and president emeritus of the Atlanta chapter. That's me. I'm interested in prospecting. I have a sports bike, but want a cruiser. Should I get rid of the sports bike in favor of the cruiser? Hell no. You know, the Black Sabbath started off as a sport bike club, and we still take all bikes. It must be a 750, a cruiser, 750 or better, and a 600 or better sport bike. And in the early days of the Black Sabbath, everybody was a rocket racer, and we either did the quarter or we did the mountains. I was a mountain guy, knee dragger. And as we got older and started riding coast to coast, we got cruisers. Most Black Sabbath have 3 or 4 motorcycles. One guy has almost 20, and he's got every motorcycle he ever owned. And his name is Hardcore. He's a sergeant at arms. He's got the brand new beautiful Indian, and just bought a damn Road Glide CVO just a couple days ago. So it is common that most Black Sabbath will have several bikes, including some sort of race bike. We just never get tired of twisting that throttle. So I would say you don't scrap one for the other, you get another. That's what you do. You get another bike. Let's see. One last question for me. I live in Augusta. Where can I find info about bike nights for Atlanta and Macon? Do they have they both have Facebook pages for Atlanta and Macon. And just type Black Sabbath in your search on Facebook. And you guys need to check out our Black Sabbath YouTube page. Black Sabbath MC, all one word. Someone says, I asked because the patch has a yellow chopper, so it's to keep tradition. The patch does have a yellow chopper. Great story about that. And in the old days, in the beginning, these guys were riding those 350 choppers, and but they were racing too. So like I said, most of the guys had several bikes, and I don't know why they chose the chopper. I guess I'll ask the father that today. I should know why they chose. I know what it all stands for, but I don't know why they chose the chopper out of any other bike they could have chosen. Somebody says I have a 22 Sportster. I'm bobbing out all the way. I added a forward chapter on Facebook, but don't see much about up-to-date events. I'll tell them to get on their game. Don't scrap one for another, just get another. That is quite golden. It's life, man. I still like to twist at this old age. I still like to bend over and twist. I can only do it for like 45 minutes now, but I love it. First bike I rode was, somebody says, oh, this dog is pulling on me. Let's see. First bike I rode was an old RZ 350 two-stroke. Do Black Sabbath have any North Carolina chapters? Nope, not yet. We do have a South Carolina chapter, Beaufort, South Carolina. Any other questions? Girl and I are going to visit relatives in Chicago and then go down south to New Orleans. Chance to show up in Atlanta Clubhouse and have a drink with you and some of the guys. Come on, get some. Come on and get some. I really appreciate you taking time out to answer the questions. Love your videos. The nod you get. Well, listen, man, I'm an old man who gets to rant and people listen. I used to work at a nursing home, used to run the computer systems for this really suave Jewish nursing home called Seacrest Village out in Encinitas, California. Really suave, rich, beautiful place. You know, they had their act together to have a full-time IT staff. So one thing I saw was there's a lot of old people that didn't have nobody to talk to and just ramble. And I always thought, man, I never want to lose my relevance like that. Relevance. It's relevance. So for me, it helps me as much as it helps you guys. It gives me meaning. And if you say that what I've talked about has helped you in any way based on my experiences, and that's all I can talk about is my experiences. And you can't take what I say as like solid gold, because if I tell you how to do something, there's going to be 500 different ways that it was done by somebody else that's going to tell you Black Dragon was full of shit. We did that just fine this way. Well, I like the way you cast that rod. Well, you look like you know just enough to catch fish. Do you eat them or throw them back? You said, oh God, no.
Well, you think about it. You got the GA over there, you got Emory up here at all one time.
Yeah.
CDC over there.
The CDC? Yeah.
All those things.
All those things. Have a good one. My first bike was a CB250 Nighthawk. Oh, that was a nice bike that I bought in Oceanside, California over 20 years ago. Nice spot. Thing was a death trap, but damn, it was fun. Well, when we were kids, we didn't care about death traps. When we were kids, all we wanted to do was ride. And we did that with reckless abandon. Greetings to Indiana. Talofa. I hope I said that right. Talofa. Talofa. That's I think that's my guys down there in like the other land down under, New Zealand. Who else is going fishing after this? I started on a Kawasaki Takate 3-wheeler. That's a death trap. So was the Honda 50 3-wheeler that I started on. That was a death trap too. Samoa. I'm sorry. The Samoan Islands down there. What's up, Tony Reddington? Greetings from Mount Palomar. Oh my God. Oh, now that's my mountain right there. Mount Palomar, the twisty, turny, increasing distal radial turns up the tight side of Mount Palomar. And then we'd go rocking down the loose side of Mount Palomar every Sunday morning at 5 a.m. on my Suzuki GSXR 1100. Knee scraping the whole damn way, and then down all the way to Sunrise Highway and out into the desert. Oh my God, I missed that ride. There used to be maybe a vegetarian restaurant at the top or something, if I remember right. It's been 20 years since I've ridden up Mount Palomar. Man, oh man. The south side, he called it. We used to call it the tight side and the loose side. We'd roll up, we'd roll up the tight side, and then we'd race up the tight side and then come rolling down the loose side. Man, oh man, Mount Palomar. Beautiful mountain. That's motorcycle riding. But you gotta leave it like 5 in the morning. It gets so congested and crowded up there you don't leave at 5 in the morning. You got to leave like almost like 4:30 when it's still dark, so you can catch those brisk crystal highways and roll your ass all about the desert. California is the only place that I know of that you can go snow skiing, Big Bear, then ride down and eat dinner in Julian, and wind up on the beach surfing, all in the same damn day. That's what I miss about San Diego, California. I got to get back out there. It's good to see you, friend. Thanks for tuning in. I bought my 250 because too many young Marines were riding off the side of Mount Palomar on bikes that were way too big and their skill was way too small. They do that here too, in a place called Tail of the Dragon that we have just right at the border of, I guess it's Tennessee and Georgia. They got a tree there they call the Tree of Shame. And on that tree, they've hung motorcycle parts of the hundreds of motorcycles that have fallen off that mountain. This way, this way, this way. Get off the street. Come on. As far as the cross on the patch, is it just for the fact that the original fathers rode on Sunday and the fact that the order of things is God, family, job, MC, and the Sabbath? Okay, so that is something that we would talk about privately. So if you're a Black Sabbath, that was a Black Sabbath that asked me that, just hit me up. I'll tell you the whole story. Give me a call. I'll tell you the whole story about the patch. My first bike is and was a 400 XV Yamaha. And I hate it when these words disappear. I got to touch the screen to see them. Thank you, Stephen Church. Yes, left myself. I'm going to be riding to the tail of the dragon. Maybe you can ride out with my buddies and I. Anyway, have a good day. I'm signing out. I haven't been on the tail of the dragon in about 3-4 years. That'd be fun. Fun ride. So anyway, getting ready to head back into the forest now and get on back home. It was a pleasure speaking with you guys today. Thank you all for tuning in. Please check me out on Instagram, JBunchII. No. That's Twitter. Twitter is JBunchII. Thank you for that donation, my friend. Also on Instagram, which is Black Dragon Biker TV. And on Facebook, it's Black Dragon Biker. We definitely appreciate you guys a whole lot. And we want to just thank you so much for tuning into the channel. And, oh! I've got merchandise now. I've got merchandise. So, the website is going to be blackdragonsgear.com. Blackdragonsgear.com. Hopefully, it will be up today. We're working on it. So, let me know what you think. All right. That's my 2 cents. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Get skinny.